Alright, so it's been about a week since the Comedy Central Mohammed South Park debacle thing. And I've done a lot of reading on it. I've read some mainstream articles, New York Times sort of stuff. And it kind of triggered this video because the more I read, the more I see that people don't tend to feel the need to respond to moderate Muslims who often, whenever there's something bad about Islam in media, or there's some sort of a bad publicity thing caused by extremist groups like the Muslim revolutionist, folks who left those threats on that site. Every time we see this, and something's written about it, and then you see the comment sections of the article or whatnot, you see a plethora of moderate Muslims who just pile up in droves and start talking about. To be fair, they do sort of start off by saying, well, we disagree and condemn, what happened here, and, blah, blah, blah. People should have a right to express themselves through any means they see fit, and if I don't like it personally, that's tough shit on me. So they do concede that, cartoonists should have a right to draw Muhammad and stuff. But it comes off as such lip service because they dedicate only about one sentence to that, and then they spend the rest of their time talking about how the people who are making these threats, like the group, the Muslim revolutionist group that left these threats on their site, vague threats really. I still can't believe Comedy Central pushed out. I mean, fuck. But anyway, the moderate Muslim types, they come on the fucking sites and they do their apologist thing, and they start talking about how these people aren't real Muslims. Okay, and granted, if they were, if somebody responded to them, I wouldn't feel the need to make this video. But the problem is the average atheist or progressive or, Christian who, I see posting comments alongside with them, these, mainstream type articles that I tend to read on New York Times and such, you never see them challenged. You never see the Muslims challenged for saying, well, no, they're not real Muslims. My, peace bullshit, that's what real Islam is all about. I must have read about 15 different articles over the course of the last week, and in every single article, there were a lot of, people were challenging certain things, they were responding to each other, but nobody at any point in any of those articles responded to a single moderate Muslim for saying that the true Islam is not the Islam that these terrorists are representing. The true Islam is, their little, passive sort of religion of peace sort of bullshit. And I'm just dumbfounded by this sort of shit. Why aren't people, do people really think that they would be intolerant if they challenged this point of view? Really? First of all, Islam's not a race. We know that, okay? It's just a fucking goddamn ideology. So if you push them when they, go around saying this sort of shit, that they're the real Muslims and the other guys aren't, you're not intolerant, you don't have a prejudice. No, it has to do with ideology, okay? Because it is such a spit in the face of the truth of what the Quran represents for them to make these sort of comments, for them to say that they're the ones who are representing true Islam and the terrorists are butchering it. Not the terrorists, the extremists, I should say, the people making the threats. Because I'll post some links on the side, and these are just a handful of links, really. You can find them, not side, sorry, bottom. You can find this sort of shit all over the fucking place if you just type in the right words, or just type in Islam, really, that's close enough. Or Quran, and you'll just see the kind of content that's inside the Quran. Undeniably, they can scream context this, context that, bad translation this, bad translation that, but that's just a bullshit fucking rationalization. Okay, if you look at these things and if you study them in depth, you will see that the true message of the Quran, there's about 109, I think, there's about 109 verses that directly suggest that infidels need to be done away with in violent ways. Okay, so I'm sorry, moderate Muslims. Okay, if none of these other assholes in the mainstream, media article type things are going to call bullshit on you, well, I guess I'll do it for my little platform. But yeah, you guys are full of shit. You're not the true fucking goddamn representatives of what your holy book demands in over 109 verses. And I don't care how often you cry discrimination or context or bad translation, you have not yet made a single logical counter-argument that disproves any of the depictions of your holy text that I'm going to link to in the description section of this video. Okay? I'm yet to see a single one. It's always this sort of sloppy-ass bullshit, this sort of dodging crap that we see apologists, and I'll link to one of the apologist videos too, just to show you guys how poorly of a reputation attempt they make. Yeah, they pretty much just make blanket statements saying, oh, it's bad translation, period. And that's all. And they don't feel the need to get into the details. Whereas the links I'm going to point to, it really does go into depth. And I'm not only going to post videos to, or links to YouTube videos. I'm going to post link to an actual site that really does go in depth as far as the translation and the context of each verse. So that's what we need to look at. We need to look at whether or not each and every single one of these. It doesn't matter what small percentage of a minority that of Muslims actually incite violence through threats. Okay, that doesn't matter. It can be 0.0001%, and the rest of the Muslims, the 99.999% of Muslims, people who call themselves Muslims, can be the most peaceful, loving, giving, sharing type people in the world. But that would still not change the fact that they're wearing the label of Muslim on their fucking goddamn sleeve as their ideology. And it would still not change the fact that that tiny small percentage of the people that they condemn are still closer to representing what their holy book, the book that they call their holy book, and the book that they say they live their lives by. It would still not change the fact that the small tiny percentage closely represent, much closely than the huge majority, closely represents what that book is all about and what that book demands of a true Muslim to do. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to do, because I'm just so sick of people accepting this idea that, well, the more peaceful you are, well, that's closer to a true Muslim, because that completely contradicts what the holy text of the fucking goddamn Quran incites the true Muslims to do. And I think it's even written in the holy text, this is what a true Muslim will do. A true Muslim will not just sit by and be one of these passive-aggressive fuckers. No, the true Muslim will do whatever it takes to spread the religion around. And it includes lying too, and I'm going to link to a few links that actually incite lying, or actually allow lying if the ultimate goal is converting someone to their religion. So there's a lot of this sort of shit, and it just pisses me off that nobody is willing to bring it up whenever these moderate Muslims cry, and they're sort of, well, it's such a small percentage of Muslims. Well, we know it's a small percentage of Muslims, but it doesn't matter. They're closer to representing the true fucking goddamn aspects of the fable, much closer than you jackasses. So that's all. And yeah, I mean, I really do hope. It's just been so disappointing to see that no one's followed up to these suggestions that people have been screaming for, and no one's gone ahead and started drawing Muhammad anywhere in any sort of other animated shows to sort of, showcase that, yeah, if we all do it, these assholes' threats are going to be meaningless because they can't go bomb the entire fucking goddamn North America. But so far, no one's done any drawings of Muslims. It's only been people on YouTube who've done it. So, I mean, I just really do hope that more of these, animated show type people, the creators of the shows, the animators, they do realize that if we all fucking, take part in depictions of Muhammad, they're not going to be able to do jack shit about it. So that's all I wanted to do. Yeah, I'm going to link to the videos in the underbar, and yeah, they'll make the case much better than I did. And yeah, that's about it.